Hello, everyone. Today is Friday. It is May the 3rd, and you are tuning in to the Biz Insurance Whiz Lab. I am your host, Shala, and I can be found on TikTok at Biz Insurance Whiz Lab. I can be found on Instagram on Biz Insurance Whiz Lab, and on YouTube. Actually, no, correction. Instagram and TikTok. I am Biz Insurance Whiz. I am Biz Insurance Whiz Lab on YouTube because that's all that I could get. So, anyway, having said that, good evening, everyone. It is a late night. I've gotten a late start today. There was a lot going on, but as promised, my job is to come and bring you content every Friday. And today we're going to be talking about general liability insurance. General liability insurance, before there's any other coverage or any other line of insurance that you would need as a business owner, you are always probably 99% of the time, if not more, going to be a candidate for general liability insurance. If you're not a candidate for general liability insurance, it's more than likely based on the kind of business you do or the kind of business operations that you actually engage in. So just really quickly, I had gotten a short article, but I don't think this goes in detail enough as to the actual subject. It seems super limited, but I will go with it and explain it briefly. But I mean, it's pretty clear as to what general liability insurance is and what it does. So, on this article, this came from Nationwide. You guys know Nationwide is on your side. General liability insurance can help cover medical expenses and attorney fees resulting from bodily injuries and property damage for which your company may be legally responsible. What does general liability insurance cover? General liability insurance policies typically cover you and your company for claims involving bodily injuries and property damage resulting from products, services, and or operations. It may also cover you if you are held liable for damages to your landlord's property. General liability insurance doesn't cover employee injuries. If you have employee injuries, what covers employee injuries are or would be a workers' comp policy, right? So a workers' comp policy would cover that. So what is common in insurance is that if there is any other kind of specific insurance that exists that could cover a certain kind of exposure, more than likely you would have to have a policy for that risk, right? The same way that if you actually have you have a general liability policy, you will hear the term hired and non-owned. So essentially, if there's a vehicle for your business, most general liability policies, if not business owner policies, whether you have an actual auto liability policy or not, more than likely there's coverage for hired non-owned, which essentially means that, let's just say I have a business or I run a practice, and my executive assistant Julie goes out to go get bagels or lunch or something for some clients or a meeting that I have, and she gets in the company car and goes and takes that car to go get, the goods, the food, for us to have this event, and she gets into a car accident, God forbid. That policy would cover that incident because that's specifically what it's for. However, if you do have like a fleet of cars, right? Maybe you're a trucking company or something of that nature. If you have a fleet of cars, then you more than likely, obviously, would actually have to have a whole auto policy and a schedule of vehicles that are on that policy. The drivers, it all depends again on the actual business that you get involved in, what you engage in. So, general liability, again, this insurance every business owner has to have. If you are not a candidate for that, so let's say your business is portable, right? Let's say you don't really have, you have many people who start businesses from home. Maybe you're a consultant like me. Um, you're portable, right? You don't actually, most of the time, you don't hold client meetings at your home. You go places. You meet your clients at their homes. Maybe you meet them at restaurants. Maybe you meet them at libraries or um, public spaces, wherever it is that you go to actually sit down with them. You don't need insurance for that. Meaning you don't need insurance for you in those places because you're moving around all these spaces. However, you do need what's called professional liability insurance, also known as E&O insurance. And that covers you against claims that could be made about your services or products or things that you recommended, that maybe they didn't result in the results that your client was looking for. And they felt like that, maybe they were misled. Maybe there was something that you didn't share with them. Maybe you had a lack of integrity, and they can come out and file a claim. There are defense costs, there's attorney fees, and all those things that go into that if you're not settling anything, if you actually do have to go to court. But these are real things, and so you would have, more than likely, there are some businesses that have a bigger exposure on the E&O or professional liability size, the E&O or the professional liability side versus somebody who actually has like a brick and mortar space, an actual office where they have workers and stuff like that. So it's different. The two are different. But in general, this video was about general liability insurance. As always, I appreciate you liking, sharing, subscribing if you find this content to be valuable. If you find that it is beneficial, then I would ask that you share it, you like, share, and subscribe, because the goal is to grow, and that is what I want to do for this channel. I'd like to grow the channel. So having said that, everyone have an amazing Friday night, and I will see you next week. All right, this is Business Insurance Wiz Lab signing off. Bye now.